Isaiah Hartenstein is officially back, and this could not come at a better time as Jalen Williams has been struggling to keep the center position down for us as he's only 6'5". And this could open up more opportunities for guys like Alex Caruso, Isaiah Joe when he gets back. There are limitless opportunities now offensively and defensively with Isaiah Hartenstein on the court. Now, when I say he's officially back, sort of. He's now listed as questionable, which is a lot better than out or doubtful, all right? He could play at the time I'm making this against the Portland Trail Blazers tonight, but he could also, play in some other games like Golden State Warriors coming up. We're about to have a 4-day break with no games, just practices. Be perfect for him to get back into it and everything. But it's just good news all around. We're finally going to have a center back. Yes, it's just going to be him. J. Will's supposed to be reevaluated next week. So that's something to keep our eyes out on as well. And it looks as though we'll be getting some centers back. We'll be getting some size, which is desperately needed. But what he's going to help us out with the most is, of course, the rebounding, as we have been struggling there. And, of course, getting shooters open with some off-ball screens, which is something I don't think people have realized enough yet. With the fact that we have a big body now that can set screens, our opportunities on offense are just going to increase, and we may be able to put up more points now as a unit. We're going to break all this down, this breaking news regarding Isaiah Hartenstein here on Thunder Digest today. Before we get into that, though, I just want a quick moment to recognize that, we passed 2,000 subscribers, and I have this goal set of 2,500 by the end of the new year. I think we can hit that goal, no doubt about it in my mind. So if you enjoyed the content and you find yourself coming back on a regular basis, or if you just want to figure out how you can support the channel, the best way to do all these kind of things is to hit that subscribe button. Like I mentioned, best way to support the channel, best way to stay up to date. With that out of the way, we'll go ahead and get into Isaiah Hartenstein, as this is the breaking news. This is the big thing. And when I saw this tweet today by Clemente, all right, my heart jolted. I was ecstatic. I was bouncing with joy. I couldn't contain myself, all right? I had to leave work, all right, one of my many jobs, so I could celebrate this. And then I had to write an article about it. This is all I care about now. Isaiah Hartenstein being healthy. He is now listed as questionable for tonight's game against the Trailblazers. Huge news for us. We need him back. We need rebounding and not necessarily rim protection. We're still number 2 in the league in blocks per game at like 7.3, I believe, which is kind of surprising as we're 3-3 now without a center. But even then, we're still holding down low in the paint. It's just a matter of rebounding, boxing out. We can't do that without some size. And he brings 7 foot, 255 pounds of just straight up beast in him, straight up dog. And it's going to help us out tremendously. There's also some things I've read, all right, kind of talking about the situation. Some of them ESPN kind of going into, crazy details about it, along with someone from Hoopsite talking about it. And also I'm going to give you guys my projected return date for him. So first off, all right, let's go in the articles a little bit. Okay. First articles that we have here, boom. Oklahoma City Thunder stint without a center will soon come to an end with 7-footer Isaiah Hartenstein on the verge of making his debut for the franchise. Hartenstein has been upgraded to questionable for Wednesday's home game against the Portland Trail Blazers. He was sidelined for the first 15 games of the season because of a broken left, and that's his shooting hand, by the way. He's left-handed, so that's why it hurt us so much, was the fact that he's left-handed. Suffered in the preseason finale. The Thunder signed Hartenstein to a 3-year, $87 million contract in free agency this summer, planning to pair him with Chet Holmgren to allow Oklahoma City to always have an outstanding rim protector on the floor. However, the Thunder haven't had a starter taller than 6'6" since Holmgren suffered a right iliac wing fracture when he took a hard fall in the November 10th loss to the Golden State Warriors. Holmgren, the Rookie of the Year runner-up last season, will miss at least 8 to 10 weeks, blah, blah, blah. Still the bad news regarding Chet Holmgren. But Hartenstein's back. We're going to have a rim protector now. We're going to have a rebounder. It's going to be fine. Whether that's tonight against the Blazers or, coming up and against the Sacramento Kings, the Golden State Warriors, Los Angeles Lakers, one of those games, blah, blah, blah. That all depends, okay? We don't know that. Now, the second article that I have here from Hoopsite that we'll go ahead and get into a little bit. Hartenstein appeared in 3 preseason games with the Thunder last month, but fractured his left hand just before the regular season began. At the time, the club said he would be reevaluated in about 5 to 6 weeks. That was just under 5 weeks ago. So if Hartenstein is activated for Wednesday's matchup with Portland, he would beat his initial recovery timeline. It's worth noting that after Wednesday's game, Oklahoma City will have 4 days off before beginning a 4-game road trip on Monday in Sacramento. So if Hartenstein doesn't play versus Portland, he'll have a few more days to gear up for his season debut. His return will be a major boon to a Thunder team that has also been missing centers Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams due to injuries and could badly use a front court presence. I like how Luke Adams here, I don't know the guy, so reach out to me if you see this, man. I doubt you do. But I like how he mentioned J-Will, all right? Our backup center. Okay, that's what he acts as. And I really like him. He gives us solid minutes, all right? With the new look team, I think he could get 10 to 12 minutes a game, and those would be productive 10 to 12 minutes. Taking charges, sending hard screens. He's a good three-point shooter. He brings a lot of value to this team. He could be back in a week or so as well. It just kind of depends what his, recovery process has been like. And I have faith J-Will is going to be back, okay? I have faith in that. So we could be getting 2 centers back in a matter of a week or 2, which is huge for us. Huge going into December and January, our 2 toughest months of the season, I believe, as we have games against teams like Boston, Cleveland, some other Western Conference contenders like the Mavericks and Nuggets. A lot of tough games coming our way. Minnesota is one of those. And so this couldn't come at a more perfect time for us. We desperately need these centers. Now, the question is, when is Hartenstein coming back? All right? When could he be coming back? Well, looking at, next 4 games that we have here. All right? Here are our 4 next games. Okay? Portland, Sacramento, Golden State, Los Angeles. These are our last games that we have in November anyways. And I think he'll be back in November, all right, at some point. Let's start off against Portland. Is that likely? There's a chance. I'm not saying there isn't a chance. There is a chance. I think it's unlikely, though. I don't think he plays tonight against Portland. He's questionable. Yeah, we've seen a bunch of guys that are listed as questionable end up playing in the game, but then also have to sit and play the next game. I don't think he plays. It'd be lovely to see him play, but I say with 4-day break, just rest him up and see if he's good to go against Sacramento. I think the most plausible games that will for sure, or I don't want to say see it for sure, but see him in play his first games, is he going to be against the Kings or the Warriors? One of those 2 games, he will be making his return. All right, he could make it tonight against Portland, like I mentioned, but I think it's more likely it's against Sacramento or Golden State. But I do think for sure, no matter what, he will play this November 29th game against the Lakers. I think no matter what, he will for sure play that game. No doubt about it in my mind. It just comes down to when does he make his debut, and I think he makes his debut against the Sacramento Kings, having a 4-day break with no games, just practices, resting up, rehabbing, doing whatever he needs to do to make sure he's good. I think that's when he plays. There's a chance he plays against Portland, but realistically, I think he makes his debut against Sacramento, and we kind of need him, all right? Like I mentioned before, he's going to help out with rebounding. We know that for sure. Interior defense, he's going to help out with that. I don't think people realize how much he's going to help out offensively, though. Having someone to set screens, off-ball screens to get some catch-and-shoot guys like Alex Caruso and Isaiah Joe who thrive off of catch-and-shoot situations. Lou Dort's one of those guys as well. They shoot better when they get a pass directly to them. They shoot better off of assist, all right? They aren't, creators. They aren't going to be, doing a bunch of dribble moves to get open then shoot it. They're better off the catch-and-shoot. They truly are. So I think Isaiah Hartenstein setting hard screens to allow them to get open is going to dominate, really open up our offensive game plan. Not to mention, we're going to be able to set pick and rolls now. Can you imagine Jalen Williams or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander coming downhill off of an Isaiah Hartenstein screen and then also have the option to throw it up to him for a lob to get easy 2 points? I don't think there's a way to stop that realistically. Having Isaiah Hartenstein set screens, I think you're going to get a bucket no matter what, either from him or someone else that he sets the screen for. That's going to happen. So offensively, you're going to see major production increase from everyone on the court, and defensively, you're going to see more rebounds for us, even offensive boards. So this was desperately needed, and this is great to see him. That's all I got for this video. All I got for you guys is, if you stayed this whole time, hit the subscribe button and let me know how pumped you are to see Isaiah Hartenstein returning and when you think we're going to see him back. I'll see you guys in the next video.